Hello, hello. Welcome to today's live. We're going to be talking about when you're trying to do it right as an actor, it inevitably always leads you to mediocrity. And so let's first talk about doing it right. Um, well, you might be thinking when you're getting an audition or when you're booked and you're going on stage or on set that you really want to, respect the material and respect the author, what's written. And if you're going to an audition, you also want to do it right because you're wanting the casting director to see you and know that you've done the work, that you got the scene, that there's a right way to do it, and that you can do it. So you, in a way, you want to prove that you can do what is written, that you can do it right. So you want to really understand what they want when you're getting the sides. You're looking at it, you're analyzing it, and you really want to understand what they want so you can give it to them so that they can book you, so that you can have the job, and so that you can feel fulfilled and pay your bills and etc. And I understand where that's coming from, and it's legit. The only thing is that when you're trying to do it right, as if there was one way to do it, it's not going to be satisfying for you. It's not going to be satisfying for you because you're not really present. You're trying to do something that's outside of you, so it's not fulfilling. In short, it feels like shit. And and you're probably noticing that you're not booking. And you might get, lucky here or then, you might book one or two things, but you're not constantly booking the type of roles that you want when you're doing it right. When you're just looking at the sides and going, okay, this is what they want. Here I should feel that emotion. It's this type of character. And if it's this type of character in this situation and this type of emotion, I can only do it this way. That's what it needs. That's the way to do it. And if you're thinking like that, yeah, it's going to feel very constricting, and you're not going to book because you're not going to be present, basically. And so you may have felt that and kind of still thinking, well, I'm trying to do it right. I'm doing the hard work, and yet I'm not booking. So you may be looking for more classes or more books, or you may be looking at more actors on social media and trying to understand from what they've figured out, because you're thinking there must be a way. There must be a way to get it right all the time. So I'll go to that next class, or I'll go to this famous acting teacher or this big acting school so that I can have a way to get it right each time. And you may have done that more and more. And the more, of course, you do that, um, the more you're walking away from your truth, from your intuition, from your freedom, from your uniqueness. And so, what I want to say today is really what's going on is that when you're trying to do it right, the only thing that can happen is it's going to be mediocre. Mediocre next to what you could be bringing to the table. So, on one side is doing it right, which means I'm looking at the sides, I'm figuring out what is it that they want, what does the character feel, what's the emotion I need, how am I supposed to show up, what's that energy that I need to do. Okay, I'm going to produce that, I'm going to do that. That's doing it right. And that's going to be very mediocre compared to you actually being an open instrument, being freely feeling what you're feeling, being grounded in your instrument with everything that you're feeling. I want to say the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like bringing actually the life that makes you you to the role. So it's really about, this art is really about you. It's about your uniqueness. It's about the expression, the full expression of your DNA. It's about what makes you the only one in space and time that can show up this way fully alive. There's no one that's ever been you before, no one that's ever been you after, and no one that's ever going to be you right now. So, what this part is looking for, what this project is looking for, is your capacity to show up fully experiencing your DNA and therefore fully expressing it. Being in your instinct, in your body, with everything that makes you you, unfiltered by all your conditioning, by all your people pleasing mechanism, by your desire to do it right, that will make you abandon yourself over and over and over again. When I am trying to do it right, I inevitably abandon my truth, what I could contribute, my DNA, my perception, my sensation of this, my gift to this person, my aliveness, my uniqueness, my instinct, my freedom, everything that makes you you, you're going to abandon to make it right. It. So it's going to be about the sides. Whereas your job as an actor is never about the sides, it's about the humanity that you bring to the table. And since we've all been very conditioned, programmed, and wired into behaving, not moving, sitting still, being quiet, listening, doing what I'm told, pleasing whoever is the authority around me, well, we don't have access to that truth and that freedom in our instrument anymore when we're acting or when we're doing any art. And art is about that. Art is about bringing the juice, the essence of what makes you you to the art form, to the painting, to the song, to the scene. It's really about that specific nectar, that DNA that you have. Only you have it. When you can fully experience your DNA, just like when you were doing that as a child, you were fully experienced as yourself and therefore fully expressed. When you can go back to that place, the one that nature developed and planted and programmed, your full DNA, your full expression, when you can bring that to the table, that, boom, that is alive. Inevitably, doing it right is mediocre because it has not your freedom, not your truth, not your instinct, not your history, not anything, not your aliveness, not your DNA, not anything that makes you human. So here's doing it right. Here is you bringing all of humanity, what nature invented in your miraculous self. So inevitably, when you bring this is mediocre. What is this? This is faking a version outside of you that you think people will like, that people are expecting from everyone that's doing the audition. It's mediocre compared to what you have to offer. It's nothing. It's plastic. It's pretend. You're a jewel. You are perfect. You are made by the energy that creates worlds. You were these two little things and you mix and you become your amazing self. That is perfect. When you can bring that to the role, the painting, the song, it's genius. When you don't bring that, inevitably, it's plastic. It's mediocre. You're a jewel, and if you're going to try and not bring that jewel and instead do it right, you're going to bring plastic to the table. And that's shit. It's mediocre. There's nothing in there that can ever get to your ankle of where you are. You're a jewel genius human being. You're miraculous. So for you to be able to bring that miraculous genius jewel self, you have to do the work of deconditioning, of undoing everything that you've learned. Lefty. No, that's not. Lefty, lefty. All good. So you have to. Lefty. No. So you have to bring that jewel self, because if not, it's going to be the plastic mediocrity that's nothing, basically. So I hope this makes sense. If you do want to start doing that work of undoing everything that makes you the plastic mediocre self, trying to do it right to please everyone, and you want instead to be your true genius jewel self, your true DNA and its expression, then type taster in the comments. You can now try this work. There's no more webinars, no more funnels, no more sales pages, tricks, and things to try and get you to buy. We are letting you try the work for 5 days, and you can pay what you can in the gift model of doing business. So you contribute what you feel is a fair commitment from yourself into honoring this work of truth and freedom, and what you're financially able to contribute. So we trust that when we function this way, we're creating a shelter away from all the scams and the funnels and the tricks to get to your money and to your attention. And we can collaborate together. Some people will pay less, some people will pay more, and support the ones who will pay less. And in this way, we're all gifting to each other rather than oppressing each other. So I hope this makes sense. Again, if you're wanting to taste this work, type taster, and we can send you to the website so that you can start undoing all of this mediocrity that was sprayed on you at school and when you were educated. And so you can go back to who you were born to be, who you were as a child, the utter, free, and truthful self and miraculous DNA that you have. All right. Thank you guys. Good to see you. Bye.